That was Ted Rollins reporting. The tall tale told by Teo has left many people with more questions than answers. WOUB Sports Director Kaylee Donegan sat down with Sports Administration Professor Dr. David Ridpath for a closer look at the controversy surrounding the former Notre Dame linebacker.
Thank you, Brooke, and thank you, Dr. Ridpath, for joining us today.
Glad to be here, Kaylee.
So when you first heard about this story breakout, what were kind of your initial thoughts, and when did you first hear about it?
I mean, I heard about it yesterday. I've become quite the Twitter person, and it's just a great way to get breaking information. And so I found out about it like everyone else did. And initially, I was shocked. I thought for sure that either the story was wrong, because some people maybe have some doubts about Deadspin, but it's turned out to be a pretty solid piece of reporting. And so I started to investigate, and actually have some reporter friends made some calls, and it appeared to be true.
So Notre Dame's athletic director, Jack Swarbrick, has made a statement. Teo has made statements claiming he thought it was all a hoax. Yet there's still a lot of questions popping up. What's kind of the biggest question sticking out to you right now, or the most questionable fact in your mind?
Well, I think obviously, Kaylee, there's a lot more questions than answers here. To say that this was just solely a hoax that he fell into seems a bit far-fetched. It's possible. But Monte Teo needs to answer these questions, and at least, I don't know by the time this shows if he's going to come forward and answer these tough questions. Because saying that he met this girl before, carrying this on for a number of years, the 8-hour phone calls, all these things that can be tracked, I would suppose, really lead me to ask some serious questions of, I don't know if it's a situation of where he actually perpetuated this from the beginning, but I think that there's some involvement of maybe making the story bigger than it should be. But Monte Teo has to answer that, and the longer he waits, the worse it's going to be.
So some are saying that he may have been part of this all along. What do you think could have possessed him to do so? If you could touch on that, if you have any answers for that, or any insight whatsoever.
I mean, that's a tough one, Kaylee, because part of me wants to believe that he didn't do that, that he just kind of got into the story and it became bigger and he couldn't really rein it back in. But the only reason I can think of is if he would have done something like this is to maybe perpetuate a persona in the locker room that he has a girlfriend, that type of thing, to maybe make himself look better with his players. And then certainly there's the aspect of saying that a girlfriend, passed away in a very tragic way. Did that help endear him to the public and make his Heisman chances better? All those things are out there, and I think that those are plausible issues too.
So how does this kind of come back to the media? A lot of times some have been saying that the sports journalists kind of get caught up in all of this, and they have kind of habit of just accepting what players and coaches say. Do you think this is kind of like a media issue, or something that the media needs to look at from here on out and say, all right, maybe we need to start digging into these smaller stories that actually turn out to be bigger stories in the end?
Yeah, I think that's a major issue, and I have some great respect for the media and have some great friends in sports media, but I think a lot of them are looking in the mirror today saying, no, we were caught with our pants down. When you're talking about some respected sports writers like Pete Thamel of Sports Illustrated, and Gene Wojciechowski of ESPN, who essentially fell for this and are embarrassed about this, I think in the future, and this is pretty simple to check out. I mean, the Deadspin reporters did a phenomenal job, but they even stated that a lot of this was very easy to find. Taking the words of coaches, taking the words of players is something we probably shouldn't do at face value in the future.
All right, well, thank you, Dr. Ridpath. It was great to have you on today.
Thank you, Kaylee.